The boys' locker room, where kids go in ready to learn, but as soon as they take one step into that locker room, it's all out warfare. The amount of shenanigans that go on in the boys' locker room is unholy. Kids will be flushing the toilet over and over until the locker room floor is flooded. In the corner, kids will be having whole fight clubs for fun before and after class starts. Across the room, kids will be chucking wads of toilet paper at unsuspecting kids, and some kids will just be sitting there in five-star dining eating a whole damn 4 for $4 from Wendy's before running the pacer. And while all these things are happening, there's just one teacher in there that just does not care about what's happening. The most random things be happening in the boys' locker room, and today I'm going to share some stories from being in the boys' locker room. Alright, I don't know about your guys' school, but for my freshman PE, it was required that you do swimming for a month to pass the class. Now before every swim class, us boys would change out of our clothes into our swimming gear. And you already know that we were doing everything besides that. We were whipping each other with towels, slapping each other's backs, and of course, there was always that one kid that had the audacity to eat before class. Anyways, after all of that, us boys would finally get changed and head out to the pool area. And let's just say, freshman swim class, us kids were doing everything but swimming. On the deep end of the pool, kids were jumping off the diving board trying to make the biggest cannonball ever. Then you got kids in the middle of the pool having a three-way chicken fight, literally punching each other in the face and ripping out each other's hair. Then on the shallow end of the pool, you got kids playing pool basketball, elbowing every kid in their way, acting like they're gonna go first overall in water basketball. Like, bro, could you imagine being the instructor of freshman swim class? Let's just say we did not learn anything from swim class. Anyway, after class, us kids would get out of the pool and head back to the locker room to shower. And bro, I know our school did not care about us whatsoever because our school made our shower set up like a jail. They gave us no curtains, no privacy, no nothing, so us boys would just shower with our shorts on. But there was always that one kid, for whatever reason, had no social awareness, that would just shower butt booty naked in front of everyone to see. Then right after hitting the shower, all of us boys would get out and start drying our body. And that's where the chaos started. There was always that one kid who always wanted to start something, just a true D1 instigator. He would get his towel extra wet and whip whatever unsuspecting kid in our class with the most powerful, loudest whip you have ever seen from a towel. And after that, there was no changing in peace. It was all out warfare. Everyone who was changing calmly before is now whipping each other with towels. And after 5 minutes of whipping each other with towels, the bell would finally ring, and us boys would come out of the locker room with our hair still wet, marks all over our skin, and our eyes bloodshot from the chlorine. Alright, for these next stories, let this be a lesson to everyone to not let your intrusive thoughts take over. Alright, so I had this one kid in my class, let's just call him Kevin. And Kevin was a pretty short person. He was standing at a whopping 4'6". So one day before PE class, us boys were just up to our normal shenanigans when for whatever reason, Kevin asked another kid if he could lock him in a locker. And you know, being the dumb kids that we were, we locked him in the locker. And everyone just looked at Kevin and laughed at him. And after a solid minute of being in there, he asked someone to let him out. And let's just say Kevin's foolproof plan of making the entire class laugh by fitting in the locker backfired. Because Kevin's dumb used some random kid's lock instead of his own, so we couldn't get out. So now we don't know whose locker combination this is, and Kevin's just stuck in the locker. So what did us freshman boys do in this situation? We just left him there.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Like, what were we gonna do, break the lock? Long story short, one of our teachers found him in the locker room and broke him out. This other time, it was a normal day in PE with all us boys changing. When out of the corner of my eye, I just hear this kid in my class scream, "I'm gonna wreck it." So I turned the corner to see one of the kids in my class ramming into the stall door trying to break it off. Why he did this, I have no idea. But bro just kept ramming into the stall door over and over saying, "I'm gonna wreck it." And after doing this about 10 times, the door finally came off, and needless to say, the kid did not come back to school for a week. Alright, for this last story, this one actually happened in my middle school boys' locker room back when I was in 7th grade. So I was just going about my business, changing, getting ready for PE, when I hear around the corner, "Light it!" So I run over to see what's happening. And this kid, let's just call him Aiden, lights a freaking firecracker in the boys' locker room. And now everyone who was standing around him just ran away as the firecrackers went off. There was smoke all around the locker room, and it was just all out chaos. Kids were just running everywhere trying to get out of the locker room. The smoke got so bad that someone had to pull the fire alarm and we had to go outside. That right there had to be the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire school experience. As for what happened to Aiden, to be honest, I have no clue. After that incident, I never saw him again. But that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know if you guys ever had something crazy happen in your school bathroom, and I'll see you guys later.